There is so much that you may drive by every single day and you do not know the history hiding in plain sight. That is the premise behind Hidden History Tour DFW, as it introduces you to some of the history you may not know. This is Don and Jocelyn Pinkert. They started this tour almost a decade ago now. Don and Jocelyn, first off, why is a tour like this important?
Sean, we feel like a lot of the black history of Dallas is being lost, and we want to do everything we can to preserve it and tell the story. So we spent a lot of time researching and putting this tour together before we ever conducted the first tour. And so we are very, very, very committed to preserving the history of African Americans in Dallas.
And I know that African American culture and history probably played a bigger and more vital role than a lot of people realize in Dallas. And you get to a lot of that. This is one of those spaces. We are here at the Freedman Cemetery just off of 75 on the north side of Dallas. And you said on the whole entire tour you do, this may be the most important, most vital stop. What is so important and significant about where we are at right now?
Sean, I think this is the most significant spot because it's the spot that people have the least awareness of. People have no idea as they go in and out of downtown on a daily basis that they pass through the heart of the black community that once had 25 to 30,000 African Americans living in it. We have rebranded the community, given it a new name. It's now called Uptown. We've changed the identity of it, but this particular site is very, very historic because it preserves the history of that African American community that existed right here.
And I know that you learned a lot of surprising things, and I hate to, be a downer this morning because it is kind of sad, but also something we need to know. We were talking about how when they built the highway here, it plowed right through the cemetery, and they didn't bother to exhume a lot of those bodies. And so there may be some remains underneath this highway and these structures here nearby. Things like that just may be shocking or surprising or just things we need to know. How much more are people going to get? Because we're just getting a snippet this morning on this tour if they take this tour.
Oh, just a tremendous amount of knowledge. I will say, even the story of the 1940s, the establishment of Central Expressway, I didn't know the true story. And I didn't know it until we started to put this tour together. Half of this site has been lost to history forever. Many of the bodies that were buried in this cemetery suffered the fate of bulldozers in the 1940s. Thankfully, in the 1970s, people fought to preserve the history of this particular location.
And Jocelyn, I know you have some stuff to say. We're being told we're running out of time, so we're going to talk to you during our 6 o'clock hour, so stay tuned because we got plenty more to talk about. We are going to get on the bus and take more of the tour, so we're going to show you some other locations coming up, so stay tuned throughout the morning. You're going to learn a lot more, and we're going to tell you more about Hidden History Tour DFW. Matt, Thea, Greg.
All right. It's one of those things they could sit there and talk all hour about that. Yeah, so very cool. Glad they're doing that.
Yeah, the wisdom, and especially as somebody who grew up here, you can miss some of these little hidden gems.
Sure.
So really great. Excited to see what's coming up at 6.
Yeah.